My father said that he heard your father preach at Ebenezer Baptist Church. He said it practically changed his whole life.
Emil, where do you get your clothes?
Emil always looks like he just walked out of a band class.
You look so bad yourself there, darling. Excuse me just a minute. I'll be right back. Excuse me, darling.
You really enjoy them clustering about you like that, don't you?
I enjoy it very much.
Beatrice is a very beautiful girl, isn't she?
Yes, she is. You know, I think she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Why did you bring me along?
But I just wanted to show you that there are some young ladies who just cannot resist M.L.K. Jr. I was beginning to think I'd lost my touch.
There's a rumor about town that you're engaged to a girl in Atlanta.
I am.
Why did you say you're probably going to marry me?
Because I hadn't met you when I got engaged.
Why do you want to be a preacher?
I come from a long line of preachers. Oh, my daddy's a Baptist preacher, my granddaddy was a Baptist preacher, my uncle's a Baptist preacher, and my brother is studying to become a Baptist preacher. So.
That's not a very good reason.
You want some more punch?
Oh, yes.
You know, just because religion isn't used the right way doesn't mean it can't be.
Well, how can it be used?
I mean, you talked about Paul Robeson, and you work with the Progressive Party, but to really follow the precepts of Jesus would probably be the most dangerous, most revolutionary thing in the world.
Are you going to try it?
Hey, I'm just a middle-class preacher's son. But if anything is going to start with our people, it's going to have to be through the church.
What do you mean?
Well, it's all our people have. It's about the only thing they can call their own, and it's the only place where anybody's going to be able to reach them.
I've thought about it a great deal, haven't you?
I even know the kind of congregation I want. It has to be a large one so it has an impact on the community. And it has to be in the South.
Oh, why the South?
That's where I'm from. And that's where they need me the most.
You're so bright, seems to me you'd be able to do anything you want to do. In the South, you'd just be another black man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see them guys standing over there? Now, those are the most improbable white men you ever see in your life. They are so busy running away from everything that they are. Well, I'm not going to run away from the South and the people that I've known all my life. I have no ambitions outside of being a good pastor. I enjoy pastoring. What's the matter?
I'll never be the kind of wife you want. I'll be your girl while school lasts. And then we'll go our separate ways.
I feel too strongly about you. Don't you feel that way about me? Could you take it if we separated?
Oh, Martin. Martin, you're asking me to give up my life. To give up everything that's important to me.
And the last thing in the world I need is an emancipated woman who wants to sing at the Metropolitan Opera Company. Sometimes life doesn't give us any choice.
But it does. You always have a choice.
Maybe you are. Perhaps we should just stop seeing each other. I'm going to Atlanta next week. I want you to come with me to meet my parents, or I'll never see you again.
The Bible refers to prayer about 500 times. To faith, less than 500. And to material possessions, about 1,000 times. Now I wonder if anybody ever said to Jesus, Lord, you emphasize money too much. I think amen belongs in there somewhere. Now, I have asked you all to sign your names on these envelopes in which you put your contributions. And I've been checking up on you. Brother Perkins, do you think a man with a business like you have can only afford to give $15? And what about you, Brother Washington? I understand that you are a singer.
That's right.
Do you know there's a bomb in Gilead?
Well, I'm studying to be a concert singer.
A concert singer? The only way you can help my son is to sing in the choir.
Well, I can sing in the choir and still have my own career.
Have you talked to her about this?
Well, Dad, what about Adam Clayton Powell and Hazel Scott now? They're doing fine now, aren't they?
You ain't Adam Clayton Powell. And she's not Hazel Scott as far as I can see. Not yet. How well do you know this young man?
Well, we've known each other a few months.
He will give the last penny out of his pocket to any beggar coming down the street if you don't watch him. He doesn't understand about money. He never has. He doesn't understand that money is freedom.
It can be. It can also make you a slave.
He's gone out with the finest girls. Beautiful girls. Intelligent, fine families.
I'm sure he has.
He gets serious every other week. Now, we love people. We like to be nice to everyone. But we don't know how to act.
It must be very difficult for you.
There's one girl. A girl from one of the finest families in Atlanta. We've grown to love this girl. She has a lot to offer.
I have something to offer, too.
You didn't say a word during all that. He embodies in one person everything I've ever tried to run away from. I mean, you heard his sermon.
He is a tyrant, all right, but he's a lovable tyrant.
I don't find him so lovable.
His father was a sharecropper, and one of his duties was to carry the mule. He had to go to school, you know, with the hairs of the mule and the smell of the mule on him. Well, the kids would make fun of him. He said, well, I may look like a mule, I may even smell like a mule, but I don't think like a mule. Well, he came to Atlanta with 15 cents in his pocket. He married the most prominent minister's daughter. Not only that, he ended up taking over his father-in-law's congregation.
Well, I don't find that so admirable, Martin.
He's also never let anybody call him boy. He's never ridden on the back of a bus, and he has done more in this town to break segregation than any other clergyman.
Well, why don't you marry him?
Corey, don't you think I know his faults better than anybody? I've seen him be a terrible taskmaster with my brother. I've seen him dominate my sister's life. Well, he's my father. And I can't change that now, can I? And I love him. I love him very much.
Are you sure he won't dominate you?
Corey, nobody is going to dominate me. And I'm not going to change anything by standing up to him and proving that he is wrong. See, time will do that. And I know that in time, he'll be a big enough man to admit that he's wrong.